So today we correct an issue with all Ferraris, at least the more modern Ferraris, is the sticky button issues. Does it go well? Does it go quickly? Not at all. Let's do this. So guys, I already cleaned this up, painted it, but the finish that I used was a satin finish, and I think it has a little too much shine to it still. So I bought this product after seeing a YouTube video. It is premium top coat from Mr. Hobby, and the finish that I saw on the internet looked more standard to what the 458 finish is. So we're going to try this flat finish and see if we can get a better result. Light coat. Guys, I've been painting this with the matte finish. It's still a little wet, but it seems to be working a lot better. I did use the ingredients of the borax with warm water. I've just been spraying it on as I go. Seemed to work pretty well. So this is what I got so far. Everything is pretty glossy. I think that's pretty good. I don't feel any stickiness anymore. And again, I don't know why that's like that. I didn't rub anything abrasive on there, but I'm hoping the clear coat will dull everything up, but so far so good. I think these buttons were done before because they're shiny, so somebody's done that. And then also I took a look at the window switches, and the back window and the convertible switch came off quite well, but those were pretty gooey. I started on the climate control switches. I'm going to eventually take them out, but I thought, I'll just see how it works. And yeah, it's already coming off. This is where I'll have to take it off because it's all up in there. Oh, look at it just coming off here. Crazy. So it's the next day. Did a night shift back at home. Got some buttons cleaned up as we saw yesterday, but did a little masking today. I'll show you what I got. I used a little bit of this tape, masking tape. It stretches and bends quite nicely. A little bit of blue tape and then some rags. But I got a pretty good edge, I believe, and I'm thinking I got everything protected quite well. So let's give this a shot. Okay, that'll be one. Okay, so there's the second coat. Seems to be going quite well. In the meantime, I've been masking this one off. So everything is dried up, looks fabulous. I'm going to slowly take off some tape here. Boy, that turned out nice. Guys, that's awesome. So happy, that looks fabulous. Nice and flat. That side's gonna turn out really nice too. So, win-win on the procedure. So far, so good.
3 days later.
So here is the masterpiece. This turned out just beautiful. So I'm hoping I don't scratch it when I put it back in. It turned out really nice. So this just slides in and snaps in. Okay, when I said it simply pops in, not the case. I actually had to force it in, but it all went well. Then we move over to the climate control in the car, pop a few wire connections in, no issues. And then push the unit back in. I think there's about 4 pins. They're so strong in the Ferrari, it just pops in nice and easy. Now this is where our OCD kicks in. Blew out all the dust that I could see with compressed air. And then we move over to putting the glove box back in. Did I have to take the glove box out? Maybe not, but it did make it easier to put the climate control back in place. So it wasn't the easiest, but with a little persuasion, got it back in place. Let's talk interior parts that were sticky. So we've done around the radios, we've done the climate control, we've done the emergency brake control. So I was about to tackle the instrument cluster, and oh guys, got it out. Not an enjoyable process. So this is the aftermath of everything coming out. There was no directions on YouTube whatsoever. It was just about fixing the sticky portions of it. I was unscrewing nearly every little screw that I could find, and they're all basically the size of that. I took out every screw, and I had it loose for so long, and then finally this screw midline to the steering column shoved underneath there. I had to get an Allen key and just turn that ever so little bit by bit and took that out, and it finally came out. All these wires have enough room, this one not so much. They're pretty easy to disconnect. Next time I'm wondering if I just take this whole shroud out, because these two screws, 1, 2, and then the big bolts that are on the back side of there. So I'm wondering if it's just easier to take that out, but I don't know. I didn't do it that way. Maybe it is. The shroud piece, that's probably the stickiest part. So we're gonna clean that up and paint it. And then here's the piece of leather. There's a small rip there, but I'm not too concerned about that because you won't see it. And I didn't do it. And the sticky portion right here. So we're gonna clean that up too. This is where you lock in and just concentrate on the task, get some music playing, and get to it and just finish it.
Many unbearable hours later.
So for the following components, we're going to use SEM trim black and the matte finish clear coat. So got it all prepared. We'll do one first coat, let it flash dry, and then move ahead. So second coat applied, guys. You know, this paint goes on, looks like it's going to be lumpy, but it does self-level quite nicely. So yeah, looking good so far. So everywhere you look, sticky buttons, tilt lever control knob. We're gonna just clear coat that. Of course, we don't want to black paint and cover that all up. So one coat. I do about, I think, 3 or 4 coats. Okay, just put a clear coat on. So far so good. I had one run on one area, but I got it out. That will dry to a matte finish. Pretty happy with it. Stickiness gone. Yes, I'm trying something maybe controversial, but I'm getting rid of that also. So cleaned it really well and clear coating it. See if we can prevent the stickiness from occurring. So fingers crossed that works out well. Okay, here we go. Got this done. Turned out pretty nice. There's a little bit of discoloration in the glass, but I don't think you'll be able to see that, but this turned out magnificent. I went a little bit darker on the inset part of the gauges, well, shinier, I would say, and then less shine on the outer trim piece that still has to go on. A lot of the videos I watched, it seems like there's a little bit of a slight color change between the two areas, so I wanted to make sure I kept it as stock as I could. So let's put this back together. Couple clips. So there we go. Looks good. Now this piece, I ran out of matte or flat paint, so I'm hoping that will come in the next week, but I'm going to try and put most of the cluster back into the car, and hopefully I'll be able to access all the screws for this in a few days from now. So before I go any further, I just want to make sure that the outer shroud will fit, and I'm putting screws where they don't belong right now. So I got the glove box in, functions, and might need a little bit of adjustment, but overall nice and snug. I think I just might move it over a little bit. Got this back on, and it looks like if I leave this piece off, I can still gain access to that one screw there. So that's good. That's snapped back on. Just got to do a couple bolts back behind this piece, get that back together. Okay, so this piece here, mostly just push pins. Looks like there's a bit of a slot here that has to go on the side. And then I think one screw that goes right there. So we'll attach the wires. Everything's snapped in. All good. Looks back together. Nice and perfect. No stickiness. Turned out nice. Same with this. Okay, the time has come to actually see if I have any errors. I don't have it fully together, but I have all the electrical plugged in. I have the tilt control, have the headlights, have all this. Climate control is all turned. Worst thing that could happen, happened. Emergency brake failure once again. Quickly, I ran and got my code, plugged it in, ran a health scan, saw some faults, hoping to God that I could just clear them and it would go away, and it did. So we're going to take off the masking tape and see if the buttons turned out perfectly. I would say these were the easiest things to mask around, but so far it turned out pretty nicely. I think they turned out pretty nice, guys. Let's get down to this piece. What do you guys think? I think that turned out pretty well. Here's the steering wheel. Rough road button, looking good. These buttons we did earlier. These ones are still drying. But I'm going to start taking some tape off. I think it might be safe to do so. Okay, I think that should turn out really well, guys. Once it dries, this blue tape, fabulous, game changer. I'm going to take these apart. I was going to mask them, but I'm glad I did. Simple to take apart and even simpler to put back together. All snapped together, screwed them back into the main housing and put them back in the car. Okay, so buttons are all back on. Again, just 4 simple screws, connect the wire harness and it's all together. Turned out really nice. I'm glad I took the time and took them out because it really worked out well. The dash, again, has turned out fabulous, and everything else is back together. So the only thing that remains is the top portion, which I'm getting the leather replaced because of the shrinkage. Also this piece here. Overall, success. Okay, so the last portion of stickiness in the 458 are on the doors. And there might be some dash vents up by the windshield that I might do once the car goes for paint and the windshield comes out. I'll take those pieces out if they're sticky and I'll fix those. But for now, the last area to take off the gunk is on the door panels. Let's take a look. So the area in question is this portion right here. I've cleaned off a little bit of it already, but as you can see, it is coming off quite badly. Stay away from the leather so I don't cause a wear mark.
Moments later, more moments later.
So I think you're able to take off these door pockets that I'm fixing right now, but you have to take off the whole panel and take them off from the back side. And you know what? The way I'm doing it, I'm getting into the grooves quite easily, so I'm just going to continue what I'm doing there. And I think I have plenty of room to mask around. Okay, passenger side complete, looks pretty good. So the Ferrari 458 sticky buttons is a thing of the past for us. And it lets everybody know that has a modern Ferrari that these buttons can be fixed on your own at actually a reasonable budget. Take your time, you'll do quite well, at least with the 458 situation, and I'm guessing the 488. So I want to thank you once again, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.